Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast with Phil Graham. We help you master Facebook ads and give you an unfair advantage over your competition. Are you ready? Let's go.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast, episode 322. I'm Phil Graham. Today, we're going to be talking about how to run and crush Facebook ads like Amazon, but without their budget. I've identified 7 specific strategies and tactics that Amazon successfully uses that you can too, even on a small budget. I'll tell you what, running ads like Amazon and leveraging their strategies for your kind of business is huge. And it's for every type of business, not just e-commerce. You could be local, you could be a course seller, you could be a service provider, and you can still absolutely benefit from the strategies and tactics that Amazon leverages every single day. So I hope you guys are doing well today, enjoying your summer and leveraging your ads. And if you guys want to get in touch, if you're looking for some one-on-one coaching to learn ads the right way, or if you want somebody to actually help you and run your ads for you so you can do what you do best, just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com, or DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital, and I would love to connect with you. And as usual, I'm going to keep this episode short, sweet, full of value, and very actionable for you guys. So let's jump right in and talk about the 7 strategies and tactics you can leverage just like Amazon. Number 1 is visibility. Amazon is everywhere, or at least it seems that way. And yes, they have a lot of money and they're a huge brand name, so they have a huge advantage when it comes to that. However, here's the fun part. Here's the cool part. You can be everywhere, or at least it seems like you're everywhere on Facebook and Instagram to your ideal audience, because you don't have to do that for the whole world. You only have to do that when you know who your ideal prime customers or clients are. And so when you know who they are and where they are, you can essentially put your ads in front of them consistently. So to those people, it does seem like and feel like you're everywhere. And of course, if you always follow my formula of running great ads and not spammy sales pitch ads, that's actually going to be a good thing that you're everywhere, because you're not going to be spamming them to death. You're going to be putting good stuff in front of them consistently. So what I recommend is you should develop a top of the funnel and bottom of the funnel targeting strategy and use videos that I call them multi-touch point videos, like leverage video, because that will allow you to do this much more affordably than others who don't use this strategy. I really like video because it accelerates the know, like, and trust factor. And it's multi-touch point because somebody could watch your video, and even if they don't have time to click to go to your website at that moment, they can be somebody you can get back in front of through retargeting, even though they just watched your video on Facebook or Instagram. So there's lots of different touch points to benefit from that. So yes, visibility, it can seem like you're everywhere to your ideal audience, and it doesn't have to cost you a fortune. Number 2, Amazon is huge with using customer reviews and social proof. That undeniably works insanely well for them, not only in their ads, but also obviously on their website. And you can do that many different ways. And remember, this is applicable whether you're an e-commerce business, a course business, you have a service or a digital product, or even a local business. You can do all this stuff and you can benefit from this stuff too. So make sure you really focus on this, because there's so much good stuff in here that you can do. So when it comes to customer reviews and leveraging social proof, there's many different ways you can do it. You can try user-generated content. So if you have anybody that's made a video for you, maybe a testimonial video, something like that, or a video of them wearing or using your product or talking about your service, anything like that, that user-generated content can work really well. You can also do a P or SIA, and you're like, what the heck is that? P is show your product in action, or S would be show your service in action. So product or service in action, whether that's you showing it being used or a customer being used, showing it in action on video can really make a big difference. If it's a customer or client that's showing that, like that's even better. You should also show it in action too, but make sure that you guys are showing your product or service being used. Another great way to leverage this stuff is through case studies. And don't just put them on your website. And certainly some people do that, or they hide them. And they don't hide them on purpose, but they just make it so that it's not that easy to find. Put them in your ads. Do a short, easy to consume version of a case study right in your ads. Obviously, testimonials are huge. That's another great way to build up that social proof. You could also use any video from clients or testimonials or images or screenshots or reviews where anybody has said something good about you or your brand or your product or service. And then another great way I like to leverage this is with what I call a credibility box. This truly matters because it's not just what you're selling, but it's who is selling it. They've got to trust you, whether that's you personally or you as a brand. There's got to be trust. There's got to be credibility. And so on your website, on your sales pages, on your landing pages, you should have what I call a credibility box that essentially tells the story about why they should trust you and how you're different versus others and how that difference benefits your customers. All of these things could make a huge difference when it comes to leveraging social proof, similar to how Amazon does it. And again, it doesn't have to cost a lot of money to do these things. Number 3, Amazon likes to do hyper-targeted ads. Now, I'm sure if you've ever searched for a product on Amazon and then you go online later, you've probably seen an ad from Amazon for that same product. They didn't get to be one of the richest companies in the world because they're dumb. Like they are smart. They know what they're doing. And they have an infinite amount of practically money and testing and resources to know what to do and how to do it. And hyper targeting with their ads is one of the things that they are really good at. So as an advertiser, how you can leverage this, even without a lot of money, is don't just run broad ads, but also run ads that are very specific, where you're leveraging a specific demographic or behavior or both. And then also you can launch and run retargeting ads that are very specific too. You can even target people that have viewed specific certain pages on your website, whether it was a product page or about a certain service or a certain pain point. And those can be such a huge thing that can really, really help and really, really make big dividends for a lot of advertisers. And I call this smart targeting and smart retargeting. So yes, you're going to have ads that target broadly as well. But when you implement this, I also call part of this my micro content targeting. You're focusing your targeting and your ad copy to be very specific to the person and what they did to get targeted in the first place, whether that's who they are via demographics or the products or services of yours that they viewed. You're going to send them ads about that same thing. And those things can work insanely well for a lot of advertisers. You know, my classic example is if you were a gym or a personal trainer and you had a page on your website focused on weight loss, and you had a different page that was more focused on building muscle, you could target the people that visited the build muscle page and talk more about building muscle. And then you would do the same thing for weight loss, but you would talk about weight loss specifically to those people because their behavior got them there. Their behavior of what pages they viewed, or it could even be what videos of yours they watch on Facebook or Instagram. That shows interest in that topic or the service or the product, or it could even be based off of the pain point. Even if you have one product or service, There's different pain points and different reasons why somebody will buy. And if you can get hyper focused on what those are and talk to people about the reason or pain point that applies most to them, oh my gosh, can you see how that could be amazing? And how you're emulating somewhat how Amazon does this? It's super powerful. Number 4 is product recommendations. So much of what Amazon sells isn't just the item that somebody searches for or looks up first, but items that are recommended that are either similar to that or better than what you're looking at, or items that can be grouped with whatever you're looking to purchase. And so that's kind of a no-brainer. So again, any advertiser, you don't have to be an e-commerce product company to do this. You can have different ways of working with this depending on what your business is. You could have service bundles or product bundles. You could have higher price options. You could even be somebody who's a coach or consultant, but you have a real high level option and you have a normal option for most people. There's many different ways to do this. You could also have like exclusive deals. You want to have a sense of urgency for some of your offers. And really, you want to just focus on not only whatever the product or service is that you're selling, but anything that you either have or can create that will be complementary to that, or dig deeper for them, or take them to the next step, whatever the case may be. Obviously, it's really easy if you've got multiple products. But if you only have one, then you got to get creative, but there's definitely ways to leverage this no matter what. Number 5, Amazon is known for the number 1 customer experience on the internet. Very, very streamlined. So whether you're using their app or the website, it's always fast. It loads quick. It's simple. The pages are focused. They're easy to navigate. There's not a million pop-ups that are getting in your way. Things are easy to find. The order buttons, the buy now buttons, are very consistent with how they look and where they are. They clearly show their shipping times. They make it quick and easy to pay. You know, the payment is secure. And they also have a nice customer service statement and commitment, which really, again, is all about credibility and trust. And this is like the biggest, best company in the world at this stuff. So think about it. If they're doing all these things, they could still succeed and not really do these things because they're so big. But the fact that they're doing all these things shows you that you really need to do all these things, because none of us are Amazon. So we have to work even harder than they do because we don't have that brand that Amazon does. Hardly anybody does. Few companies in the world. That's it. So you want to make sure that your landing pages, your website, your sales pages load fast. They're simple. They're not cluttered. They're easy to navigate. A lot of people make the mistake of like making pretty websites, but the buy now button is like the same button as the background of the site. Well, that doesn't stand out. Amazon doesn't do that. You shouldn't do that either. You want your buy now buttons or add to cart buttons to stand out. You want it to pop off the page and really get seen and noticed. No matter what, whether you're selling stuff or you're getting people to join a webinar or download something, make sure that you focus on these things because these are insanely important and can make a huge difference for you guys. Number 6, Amazon is really great at cross-channel marketing. They leverage many different marketing channels, not just one. So for you guys, definitely for a lot of businesses and brands and entrepreneurs, Facebook and Instagram is going to be the number 1 thing to leverage. And I guess it would be number 1 and 2 because those are 2 different platforms, even though it's the same ads manager. So you obviously want to leverage those. We also have clients that not only run Facebook and Instagram ads, but we run ads for them on other platforms too, if they have the budget. So Google Ads, YouTube, LinkedIn, Snapchat, TikTok, and many others. So it depends on your budget. This is one of those things where if you have a large budget, you can really do this. But let's say you don't have a really large budget, then at least focus on Facebook and Instagram. That's 2 different marketing channels. And then you can also add email in there. There's another marketing channel. You can also do some collaborations in some situations as well, which may even be free or very low cost. So there's a lot of ways to do this no matter what your budget is. And another thing too, when it comes to cross-channel marketing and just overall marketing that Amazon does, they don't just send out an ad every once in a while or for a few days and then call it a day. What do? They're consistent. They're everywhere and they do it all the time. You can still do this and do it affordably. You can do it with just about any budget. You've just got to be smart about it. And last but not least, number 7, one of my favorites, if not my very favorite, Amazon is the best in the world when it comes to data-driven optimization. Nobody in the world is better at this than Amazon. You see, data analytics is such a core foundation to their success, and they focus on it not only heavily, but also continually. You must always know not only what works and what doesn't when it comes to your business and marketing and ads, but why. And you need to learn from it and continually adjust. It's not enough to know that ad A worked and ad B didn't. You need to know why both of those things happened, so then you can learn from it. And then you can adjust. And you can find out what didn't work and then why it didn't work and then fix it. And then you can find out why something did work so you can scale it and do more of it. So you want to continually test and track and measure and then adjust. And you want to do it consistently and always. Amazon's success is built up over consistency and time and effort. And you can benefit from doing these same things yourself, even, like I said, if you have a really small ad budget. You want to tailor strategies to your budget, to your industry, your specific situation, and your target audience, and then just keep refining your approach based off of the insights and the data that you get along the way. So those were some powerful things that will allow you to run ads like Amazon, but without their budget. I know there was a lot there. If you guys have questions or you want to connect, just go to my website, philgrahamdigital.com. Send me a message, even if it's just a question. I would love to try and answer it for you. And I can't get to every question, but I'll get to as many as I can. Or you can always DM me on Instagram at philgrahamdigital. So my friends, episode 322 is in the books. Make sure you guys put this into action. There's a lot of great episodes coming your way that I'll be recording. I record these every single week. I don't batch record, so you know it's always up to date. And my friends, I will talk to you next week. Thanks for listening. Peace out.
Thanks for listening to the Next Level Facebook Ads Podcast. Please remember to subscribe and share this with all your friends. For show notes, more tips, and to learn more about Phil, please visit philgrahamdigital.com/podcast.